Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let's continue here. Page number 4 as we continue talking about the hypocrites, the third group mentioned at the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah. So we had the believers, the disbelievers, and now we're talking about the hypocrites. We start off with the word مثلهم. This pronoun hum can be translated either as them, the objective pronoun, or their, which is a possessive pronoun. When it's attached to a naming word like مثل, example, then it's going to be the possessive, their example. When it's attached to a verb like taraka, left behind, then it's going to be the object of the verb. Hum would mean them. So hum is either them or their, and it's going to depend on whether it's attached to an ism, a naming word, or a fi'l, which is a action word or a verb. So مثلهم, مثل, their an example. So مثلهم, their example. So Allah's going to give an example of what the hypocrites are like. Ka is like the مثل, the example. So their example is similar to or like. Ka is for comparison. Ka مثل الذي is like the example of one who, remember the word الذي, we did الذين, which is the plural. الذي is the one who, الذين were the ones or those who. So the one who استوقد نارا. كمثل الذي استوقد نارا. استوقد means to light. You use some kind of fuel and you light something up. استوقد نارا, lit a nar or a fire. فلما, so when, fa, so or then, لما, when, أضاءت, it became bright. The sun is ضياء, or a source of light. فلما أضاءت, when it lit up, ما حوله, what is around it. So who here is going to be it. حول, around. أضاءت ما حوله. ذهب الله بنورهم. So when that light lit what surrounds it, ذهب الله بنورهم. Allah went away بنورهم, with their light. Now be careful not to stop at ذهب Allah, right? Because we wouldn't want to say that Allah went away and then stop, because Allah did not go away. He took away their light. He went away with بنورهم, their light. So we want to stop. If we have to take a breath, we want to take a breath after بنورهم. He went away with, Allah went away with their light. وتركهم, and left them في ظلمات, in darknesses. So ظلمات is a plural word, means darknesses. So multiple layers and levels of darkness. لا يبصرون, they do not, يبصرون, they do not see. We had that word أبصار, which meant sight, right? وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة. بصر is sight, أبصار is plural. يبصرون is the verb, to see. They do not see. لا يبصرون. Allah is al-basir, the all-seeing. So let's get familiar with basar. صم, deaf. صم, بكم, would be like, let's say deaf, dumb, and blind would be like in typical English translation. Bukm meaning mute, cannot speak. عمي, blind, not being able to see. So when they get in this state, they are صم بكم عمي. Sorry, the camera keeps losing focus. فهم لا يرجعون. So they do not يرجعون, go back. So when they're stuck in this darkness, they don't turn back to the truth. فَهُمْ لَا يَرْجِعُونَ. And as for like thinking about the analogy, I'll leave that for both of these. We have two different analogies that are given. One to someone lighting a fire and then the fire going out. And when the fire goes out, they're kind of stuck in this blind state. So I'll let you think about that yourself. أو كصيب من السماء. Or like a صيب, a heavy rain. من السماء, from the sama, from the sky. فيه, in it. ظلمات, more darknesses. ورعد, and thunder. وبرق, and lightning. يجعلون أصابعهم. يجعلون, they put or make it such that their أصابع, their fingers, their fingers, أصابع are fingers, and their أصابع, أصابعهم في آذانهم, in their ears. So they place or put their fingers in their ears. يجعل typically would mean make, but to make something be the way that it is. So if you're making it be that your fingers are in your ears, that means you're putting them there. So we can translate it as placing or putting their fingers in their ears, their adhan. Why are they doing that? مِنَ الصَّوَاعِقِ, from the thunderclaps. صَاعِقَة, something that strikes. صَوَاعِقِ, from the صَوَاعِقِ, the thunderclaps, which is also something to kind of think about. That the thunderclaps really are just sound, but صاعقة, something that strikes. من الصواعق حذر الموت. حذر is in being cautious when you're afraid of something, and out of fear of الموت, death. والله محيط بالكافرين, and Allah is محيط, all encompassing. So the walls of a room, we would call that wall حائط. محيط, surrounds, encompassing, all encompassing of the kafirin. He's all around them. He knows. He hasn't figured out from all sides. والله محيط بالكافرين. يكاد البرق. So كاد is an interesting helping verb. كان with a noon means something was or is a certain way. It's like the verb to be, kind of, if you see كان. كاد means it was almost going to be that way. It was about to happen, but it never ended up happening. Okay? So, sorry, phone call. يكاد البرق. The lightning almost was about to, would be about to or nearly يخطف, snatch away. يخطف, if I grab something and snatched it away. يخطف, snatches away or steals away. Excuse me. أبصارهم, their vision, same word أبصار that we had before. So the lightning almost snatches away their vision. كلما أضاء لهم, every time it provides a little bit of light. أضاء, أضاءت, right? أضاء provides some light. لهم, for them. So it's very dark. They're in the middle of this storm. There's no light. They don't know where they're going. The thunder gives them a little bit of light. كلما أضاء لهم. So when they can see where they're going, just a little snippet of it. مشوا فيه, they walk. مشوا, they walk. فيه, in it. وإذا, and when. أظلم, it becomes dark again. The lightning goes away and it's dark again. أظلم عليهم, is dark upon them. قاموا, they stand still. So we know قيام is to stand up, right? قيام in your salah. قام is to stand. So in this case, it's in opposition of مشوا, right? They were walking, so this here would be to stand still. وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ, and if Allah wanted, or if Allah willed, لَذَهَبَ بِسَمْعِهِمْ وَأَبْصَارِهِمْ. He certainly, ذَهَبَ, so basically he could have ذَهَبَ, gone away, سَمْعِهِمْ. He could have taken away. So if he went, he could have went away or gone away. بِسَمْعِهِمْ, with their hearing. وَأَبْصَارِهِمْ, with their sight. إِنَّ اللَّهَ, surely Allah, عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ, is upon over kulli, all, shay'in, thing, or everything, qadir, capable. So again, that's the word for word translation of the analogy. The full understanding of the analogy, I'll leave to you guys. Lots to think about. Ya ayyuhan nasu. Yeah, oh, when you're calling out to somebody. Ayyuha, you. Like we say, iyaka, meaning you in Surah Al-Fatiha, right? Iyaka, but here we have ayyuha, because I'm talking to people. So, ya ayyuhan nasu, oh you people. Ya ayyuhan nasu, but here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing mankind. Ya ayyuhan nasu ubudu rabbakum, worship. Abd is a servant. Ya ayyuhan nasu ubudu rabbakum, worship your Lord. Who is your Lord? Kum means your here because it's attached to a noun. Rabb, master or Lord. O you people, O people, worship your Lord. Let's understand more about Rabbakum. Who is Rabbakum? Alladhi, the one who khalaqakum, created you. Walladhina min qablikum, and the ones or those min qablikum, from before you. In Arabic we say from before. Min qablikum, from before you. La'allakum tattaqun. La'alla is kind of like in hopes of, so that maybe, but in a hopeful kind of way. Tattaqun, in hopes that you may have taqwa, or for the purpose of, or so that you may have taqwa. Tattaqun, verb, tattaqun. Alladhi, the one who, we're still talking about Allah, explaining some more. Ja'ala lakumul arda, again that yaj'aluna ja'ala, to make something a certain way. The one who made for you al-arda, the earth, firashan, spread out. Your bedspread could be called a firash. Something that's laid out is firash. Butterflies are called farashes. Maybe because they spread out their wings, not sure. Firasha. الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء, and the sky, بناء, built up. وأنزل من السماء, and sent down from the sky, ماء, water in the form of rain. فأخرج به, and he brought out with it من كل, من الثمرات, from الثمرات, fruit, رزقا لكم. Fruit is good for you. First food mentioned in the Quran. That's my interpretation. من الثمرات رزقا لكم. So فأخرج به, he brought out from it, من الثمرات, of fruit, as a rizq for you, a provision for you. فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا, so do not make or take for Allah andadan, partners. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, while you know. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you everything, then He's the only one that deserves worship. It doesn't make any sense that you would worship other than the one who's given you everything. وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ, and if kuntum, you were, fi raib, in any raib. And we learned raib on the first page, means doubt. So if you're in any doubt, mimma nazzalna ala abdina, mimma, we also did on the first page, right? Mimma, from that which, nazzalna, we sent down, ala abdina, upon our slave and servant, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So if you have any doubt that this is not from Allah, فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ, then bring a surah that مِن مِثْلِهِ, of similarity to it. So bring a surah, bring some speech, bring a chapter, bring some, some topic that you're talking about that is similar to the Quran. وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُمْ, and call upon your witnesses. وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُمْ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ, other than Allah, إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ, if you are indeed truthful. إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ, if kuntum, you were, the you is the tum, kana kuntum, we're going to change kana to kuntum when it gets attached to that, just the conjugation. If you were or are صادقين, truthful. فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلْ, you'll see that with tenses I'm very kind of, they're kind of open. At least at my level of understanding in Arabic, the preciseness of the verb tenses is not very evident to me. There may be a lot more to it that I don't know. فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا, then if you don't do, or so if you don't do that, فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا, if you don't bring a surah that is similar to the Quran, وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا, and you're not going to bring a surah that's similar to it, وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا, you're not going to do it. Allah is already telling us and telling them that they're not going to be able to. فَاتَّقُوا النَّارِ, then beware, فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ, beware of the fire, الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا, that which, so التي is like الذي, but التي is used for feminine words. So nar is a feminine word, so we're going to say التي, but مثل was a masculine word, so we use الذي. But it means who or that which. If we're talking about an inanimate object, then it would be that which instead of who. فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي, so what kind of fire? The one which. وَقُودُهَا, its fuel, and you see waqud is fuel. So istawqada means to fuel the fire, right? It's the verb that comes from the same noun of fuel. Waqud, istawqada, waqud. وَقُودُهَا النَّاسِ, its fuel is people. وَالْحِجَارَةِ, and stones. أُعِدَّتْ, it was prepared. لِلْكَافِرِينَ, for the disbelievers. جزاكم الله خير, والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.